Hi, welcome to Penny's Crafty Creations. Thanks for taking time out of your day to hang out, chit chat, craft, and create with me. Today we're going to make a folio like the one I did for the Gothic Girls collab with Jovi and Bex and Jennifer. And I'll link them down below as well, so you can go check out their channels and see the awesome collab they've got going on right now. They have, I think it's 21 channels total. I think that's what it was. And Jovi has a digital kit for that as well. Absolutely beautiful work. So we started by folding our 8.5 by 11s. That's it. Just fold them. And then we're going to open it up and we're going to apply glue here onto this one, going all the way across. And if you want to make this a pocket, you're going to apply glue here, here, and here, and not in the center like I did. I'm going to keep it closed still, but I want the fold part out, just like that. And we're going to bring that right down onto that fold, right there. Hopefully we're lined up, and I'm going to look at the back to make sure before I push down. There we go. So we've got a good line up there. Then I'm going to get that glue moving around. So just like that, we've got the start of our folio. And then we're going to come in with another piece of that paper. And again, we're going to apply glue here. And again, if you choose to do a pocket, you're only going to do it on the inside. But I'm choosing not to do a pocket. Again, we want that fold on the outside. And we're gonna, I pull it up just a little bit so that I can make sure. You want your fold on the outside. You want to line it up with that fold there. Make sure your paper is lined up. It's very important that your paper is lined up. Before you put your paper down, make sure all the way around. And then we're gonna move our glue around. I highly suggest that you use a wet glue for this, because using the double-sided tape is, it will work, but you're not gonna get the movement that you do with glue. So there we have it. I'm sorry. It's 4 pieces of paper. I was like, wait a minute, we're missing another one. And we're going to fold that down because we want to have 5 panels. So we have 10 pages for our thing. Then the same thing, we're going to place glue here on this one. Get your edges. Same thing, line it up with your fold. It helps to bring one corner into that fold, and then you can see where you're lining it up down here. Fold it inward again, and then rotate, move it around, just like that. Move your glue around, and then make sure it all closes. Now this part here is going to be tricky because you're going to have this side here is not going to hold that fold anymore. So you're going to adjust your fold, kind of like giving it a little square edge. So from this end, you have that little bit. You're going to take your fingers and go over. That gives you that center point to go with your bone folder or whatever you're using to give that crease. So it's going to give a little bit of like a spine right here. So you got that little bit of a spine and your piece will lay flat. Now for the backing. I did a tie on mine, so we'll do that next. So to do the tie, you want to get enough ribbon that it's going to close and go right across the back there. So I take it and there we go. Decide how much is enough that you want to be able to create a bow. So I just take it, bring it into the center, decide how much is good, how much will have that hang. So I want just a little bit more. And then just pinch it closed and judge by that. And I think that's a good amount. Now mine is about 36 inches. No, I cut it at 34 inches for this one. Usually I do 36, and I'm just using just a regular sheer ribbon. So let's flip back to that because this is our opening. We're gonna go back to this piece here, grab our ribbon, and we wanna make sure that we have a center. So I suggest folding up your ribbon and then giving a pinch in that center so that you have it, so you know where your center is going to be. And the best way to do that is take both ends, line them up at the end, just like that, and make sure that your ribbon is flat, and then give a crease on it. If your ribbon doesn't do this, just take a little pen. Just mark it with a pen because you want to be able to see it, and it's going to be under paper, so nobody's going to know that it's there. You just want a little mark, so just like that, just a little mark so that you can see where the center is. Then take your ruler, because you want to have it in the center of your paper. So we are at 5.5 for our piece. So half of that is what, 2 3/4? So let's go 2 3/4, which is about right there. Just add a little line. Again, nobody's gonna see it because it's underneath your paper. And then match up your little mark. Take a piece of glue and just go across that mark you've got there. And then you're gonna put your ribbon right on that mark and just leave it sitting there. Kind of find the middle of your paper going both ways. And I'm just moving that glue around to help it dry. Just like that. So give that a moment to dry and then decide on your papers. So I thought I was going to use these, but they're too short. So I'm not using these ones. I'll have to find another piece of paper because these are way too short and I need to be able to cover this back. Okay, so I'm gonna go with this paper that I got at Joann's. It does not have a name to it, but that's the paper. And then that's the code for this paper. It doesn't give it a name, which I found, they're doing that a lot, Park Lane. But it's absolutely gorgeous paper. So we'll take a couple of pieces from this. Oh, that makes a really pretty backing. It will make a really pretty cover because it matches it. So I'll make this a floral. So I grabbed 2 because I want a piece on my cover. So my back and my cover are the same. So we want 5.5. So we're gonna go under 5.5 because we don't want to go all the way around. We need to eliminate that piece there. And then our sheet measures 5.5. So we're gonna go just under 5.5. Oh, even that is gorgeous, right? So then we're gonna place our paper right over there. Right over it, just like that. How pretty is that gonna be? Gorgeous. It really matches with that paper. Was totally not planned. So I'm gonna go all the way with my glue here. Get some in that center as well. And then we're gonna place it right over our ribbon, making sure our ribbon is still straight. Definitely a key. You want your ribbon to be straight. And I think I'm pretty even on the top and the bottom. And then just work it around, and doing that, that glue, that's gonna hold that ribbon right in place for us. So we have a closure. for our folio here. And I'm just moving that glue. You might get a little bit on the outside, just wipe it away with your finger. Just like that. Then we're gonna flip it over and we'll add our front paper. So because we have that little opening, our paper is gonna be a little bit skinnier than the 5.5. So we have that little opening right there. It is a little bit less than 5.5. So for this one, I'm gonna go 5 inches. I think that would be a good one. Let's eliminate that little thing on the top. Turn it and go, actually, I think I'm gonna go under. I think I'll bring it to the 13. Because I think that would be a good size. Just like that, making sure. So if you want to make sure it's gonna work, just open your folio up and have your ribbon set aside. So that will work. That will look really nice, right? Let's put our glue on there. How pretty does that look? Gorgeous, right? Just trying to get it so that it is lined up. Now, if I only had bought more of this one, because I did not, because we have 5 panels. There's 5 panels here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I did not get 5. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through and I'm going to grab 2 other papers and then a center paper that will work with this. Make sure that that's one of my favorite papers in here as well. Let's make sure that we get something with red. That's pretty. So we'll go these 2 for those panels, and then we'll need a center panel. But we want it to have some red in it. Some kind of red. There we go. There's our center panel. So the same thing, we'll cut it to the 5. We'll do it at the same time. So this is going to be that 5.5. So we'll cut it at the 13 again. I think it was 13 that I cut it at. So let's eliminate that right off the bat. And I'm just going to cut them all together this time. And I always lay my papers down first on what I'm going to do with that part, and then decorate and do pockets after. So if we go to the 5, that's got a border around it. So I want to eliminate that border. So let's see what we get if we eliminate the border on both sides. Will it give us that we need? I didn't want to have a border on one and not the other. So let's see where we're at. That put us exactly at 5.5. So now we can go ahead and remove it. I think we'll go there. So I'm going, mine has like, I think it's millimeters. So I did the 13 for the front one. And then I did in between the 13 and the 14. So let's do in between that one again for this one. And then we'll do that for this one as well. And I want to keep that red, so we're going to turn it. So in between the 13 and the 14 is about there. So I'll just do this side with you, and then I'll come back after it's done and show you what it looks like, because you get the idea of what it will look like after. So that there, and then that one there, and that one there. I think that will look pretty, right? so it'll separate them in just a little bit. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and put the folio together, and I'll come back after it's done. Okay, so my folio is all set. I did not go ahead and add ephemera and whatnot. I did shabby it up a little bit. So I used the white core paper because I wanted to have that little bit of shabby look to it. So I've started doing that, and that's just removing that top layer. So you get some of that white popping through, and it really works great on the folds, which is absolutely beautiful. And I did my knot or my bow. And then one little suggestion I had to go back is on the cover part, you want the inside one to be a little bit skinnier than the rest of them, because you want to be able to have that fold along here without disrupting it. I fixed mine. I need to go in and trim it up a little bit more. But you get 10 pages. So you have 5 in the front and 5 in the back. And I really love doing the whole page across it. I just think it really looks beautiful, having a whole piece down and then adding your pockets and your little ephemeras and whatnot. I'm not sure what I want to do with it yet. I do know that I want it to be chic, shabby chic, so I did start doing that. And I'm going to ink it up, I think, add some inks around the edges and whatnot too, but I haven't decided. So for now, I'm just going to do this part and show you the 5 panels on the front and the back and how pretty you can make it. The possibilities are endless. I would suggest that if you're going to turn these into pockets, do not do this one into a pocket where your ribbon is for your closure, only because you're going to have the ribbon in the way. You can put another piece over it and create your pocket here. So you would have like, oops. So you could do double, so your pocket, and I would even leave a little bit around it so you could do your pocket and have it open. But your ribbon is going to get in the way of whatever you put in your pocket. So I just suggest not putting a pocket here unless it's like one that goes like this, because it is going to get in the way of your ribbons and whatnot being pulled out. But it's just a cute little folio, and you just need 4 8.5 by 11 papers, or whatever size really that you want to do. But it's just really cute. I will share a video when I decide what I'm going to do with it, only because I think it will be much prettier then when it's finished, rather than spend the whole time trying to figure it out with you on the video. Thank y'all for watching. Have a great day, and I'll see you in the next video.